Hi guys, what's up? Today I bring a very massive content. I want to share with you some really cool techniques and comment on an ideal scenario in using key performance indicator cards. Your head will explode, I'm sure, in a good way. In 3, 2, 1. First, it is important that you watch the video until the end so that you can internalize the lessons learned. It's very common for me to exaggerate a bit in the examples and maybe it looks like they're bad. I'm sure you will be surprised if you stay here with me. Trust me. And second, I see a very big movement around the globe where people are getting more and more interested in data, and that makes me super excited. We need to talk about a side effect being caused, which is the art of confusing a dashboard with a famous painter's painting, movie trailer, Photoshop at work, or a YouTube video. It is important to guide these people and bring them to a reflection. The dashboard and its respective panels are instruments of insight, and the focus you impose on your audience is still the most important factor in your work. My intention is not to criticize projects or people, it's about bringing some reasoning to the surface so that we can grow together and get better and better. Today's topic is about key performance indicator cards. These are very objective elements that represent a number highlighted somewhere on your screen in the middle of your quadrant. Unlike the other elements that provoke sensations of space, volumetry and comparisons, the card is usually more to the point. This striking feature of the card can be a trap, as in an attempt to improve its narrative it can end up distracting the viewer or even causing its presence to be completely ignored. It is very common to hear from students or people who are starting in this area questions such as if a bar or a line graphic shows much more information, why do we still use cards? To answer all this and additionally show you some cool techniques, let's go ahead with some practical examples. I will demonstrate my reasoning using Qlik Sense tool, but I'm pretty sure you'll be able to reproduce everything I do here, one way or another, in any known data visualization tool. So let's go to examples. This first scenario is quite common. Note that several cards were created of various metrics and placed on the screen. There is a very important observation about this, which is to identify which one is really important to demonstrate to your audience in the first moment. It's not elegant or informative for you to show the entire company on the first screen in this way, but let's consider that these are already the chosen indicators and that your audience makes a point of viewing them together for their first impressions. When I look at a screen like this, long before I criticize whether it's pretty or ugly, I pay close attention to what my starting point is, and even if there are some labels on the objects, like sales, margin, costs, it still doesn't make it clear to me which period this data represents. I don't know if it's from this year, current year, last year, I really don't know. Even though there is somewhere on the screen describing the future used, it confuses me. The truth is, I don't want to keep moving my eye all the time. Maybe you agree with me a little bit about it. So, my first guideline here is for you to hand your viewer a map and point out where he is. Try to imagine yourself in a place that took you blindfolded. You don't even know where to start. You need a minimal information to take your first step. So let's work on this label and see how it looks. Give to your audience a map. Good. Now I know my starting point. The developer advisement that the status of future is essential information for my proper navigation through the application. So I'm going to make the fact of not having the month on the labels more flexible, because it would be too loaded and adapt to the new world that waits me. I look at these objects for a moment and two situations wake up. The first is about the huge value within them. I think we can abbreviate. The second is that one way or another I'm going to remain curious about the data for the entire year so far. Wherever I look at initial information, I try to understand somehow its history. So let's abbreviate a few things and order some year-to-date cards to see how it looks. At this point, some interesting phenomena occur in my mind. Even though I don't know which month I'm in by the label and have to look up the status, I already understand that the indicators on the left represent an X period, and the indicators on the right represent the year so far. I notice that my mind starts to work intuitively. As I change objects, my reasoning becomes lighter and easier. I watch for a few more moments and have a strange feeling that I don't know if the number show is good or bad. If I asked you, is riding a car at 40 miles speed is fast or slow, what would you answer? The truth is, the answer depends on context. If you were on the street, in the center of the city, you might be too fast and put people in danger. If it's on a highway, many drivers will be upset with you. Well, we deliver a map to our viewer, but we haven't delivered a compass yet. It needs an additional context that allows it to compare the data with something. If you think about it, we have this need in our lives. We know that something is high, low, big, small, near, far, from comparison with context recorded in our memory. How about delivering this comparison to our viewer and validating if it makes sense? Okay, we have a compass. It's not the best compass in the world, but it allows me to understand how far close we are to our goals. Note that a comparison of sales against targets has been added. The other indicators are being compared with the previous year for the same period. I'm starting to get the picture, but something's still missing. I have to make an effort to read this information and to know exactly where to focus my attention. There are some colors that can be used to help with this goal. How about using traffic light colors? Just a moment, what happened here? Regarding colors, check, we have a better visual indicator. But what are these emotions over there? This scenario is very common when the developer identifies new functionalities on the data visualization tool. It's as if he makes a point of using everything at his disposal. He wants to make a point of demonstrating that he mastered the options that the tool offers. I also realize that it is already been predicted how the rest of the screen will be assembled. This is good to understand that in relation to the cards, they will stop there. I provide developer guidance to keep the objects a little cleaner. So let's see what he has to offer us. Now it started to get good. This way it's cleaner. Okay. I have the flag that together with the colors allows me to understand what is good and what is bad. I have a nice north now to start my analysis. This satisfies me for a moment, but something still permeates my mind. I know things here are bad and good because your sum answers me that. What I want to understand is if there was any time when something that is good was not, and the same with the bad side of this history. How was the evolution of this scenario? Do I need to add a line graph to observe this trend? The developer told me he discovered a trick and will introduce me in the next version. Let's wait then. Interesting. Year-to-date cards now have an area represent the evolution in this respective month. That way I can understand at what time of the year things go up or down. This is very good. It helps me a lot. There's only one problem. This is confusing me more than it helps, as I want to know if it's good or bad over the month as well. Can something be done about it? Cool. Now I have a line that makes me understand what times were good or bad during that period. The left side remains without any background because the period is unique and the square will be painted all over. It would really look ugly. If I select more than 1 month, does the first column get the area behind? Interesting. I owe the developer a coffee. There is something bothering me a lot. This background color is too strong. Can we smooth it out? Cool. Now I have a line that makes me understand what times were good or bad during that period. That's cool, it's much better now. I like it smooth of color, with some like transparent. I still have some small criticisms. I noticed there are little balls on the line back there. They don't need to shut up. They don't make sense to me. The curve itself makes me understand where a month begins and ends. Another situation that bothers me is that when I put eye on the dashboard, man, my eye explodes. I don't feel comfortable understanding the good, bad, because I end up looking at everything the same way. I still don't know how to explain it, but although the intent of the colors and traffic lights are consistent, something makes me lose my focus. What I need is focus. What in my case is to know what is not good so that I can take the necessary measures in a timely manner. So that goals are achieved and the company continues to evolve. I have an idea. I'm going to keep the dashboard neutral colors and make it highlight what's bad for me. Now, yes, I can even play with a dynamic. I invite you to play with me. Take your eyes off the screen. Turn your neck if you feel comfortable and then look at the monitor. See how your focus goes straight to what's in head. Are we going to play the same game as when it was green? Let's turn our necks and then... Really, we waste a lot of time looking at what is green. Let's go back to the last stage, play again. Much more comfortable. Imagine now if I had a colored background, neon colored buttons, or even I've seen it happen. I had a video scrolling in the background. I know there are a lot of good developers out there, but maybe sometimes we have to stop showing off our Photoshop and programming skills and actually help our viewers with what really matters. Make their decisions in a more comfortable way. I hope you enjoyed these techniques and also liked the actor I was during the video. Stay tuned for upcoming videos for tips on another type of visuals. Subscribe here on the channel, the next one will be about bar charts. I will present a technique that will be unforgettable for you and all your users. They will love you. See you soon, bye!